Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
We're back to talk a show we've never talked before, Brian. This is The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. This is season 2. So allegedly part 1 of season 2, the first 10 episodes at least that have aired. Make sure you like, subscribe to your TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of your Mormon Wives coverage, all of your reality TV coverage. Our big stuff going on right now is going to be Love Island starting next week, USA and UK. But if you're into a bunch of other shows, check out our list here. I'm going to throw the banner across the bottom during this episode. You can kind of see the episodes that we've got airing this week, and this gives you a little flavor of what's going on here at the Reality Guys. But Brian, like I said, we're here. It is the secret lives of Mormon wives. Even this picture is classic, Brian. Like just the seriousness that these women treat themselves, treat mom talk, just treat the whole thing. Frankly, to me, this was a fun watch for sure. A little bit of a tough watch in the respect though, Brian, and we'll run through kind of the individual storylines here. I kind of have them broken down, at least what I thought the major, at least the major summaries were, the major kind of areas of concern amongst the group. But obviously, this was your first time. You've been season 1 and 2 here to get ready for the review. After watching 18 episodes of Mormon Wives, what do you think?
So, just behind baseball here, Bill was like, "Hey, we should watch the show," and I was like, "Absolutely not. I'm not watching the show because I don't care about these people, and I definitely don't care about anything that has to do with TikTok." And I started watching it because I was on vacation, and somebody was like, "Hey, let me just watch the first episode of season 2 to see what it's about." And I was like, "Well, it's on the TV. I watched the first episode, and here we go. Let's do it." I have a really hard time caring about any of these people. I don't think any of them are very interesting, and we for the amount of time I've watched this show, I've been trying to think about how I'm going to come across on this video because I feel like a lot of people are not going to like the things that I have to say, and I'm going to try to be nice about it. But in short summary, these people like 29, 30s, right?
Late 20s, early 30s. Some mid
They
20s, though, a
they
couple of them.
act. If you divide their age by two, that's how they all act. All the situations, all the reactions to things, all of the games. I just I know it's a reality TV show, so a lot of it is manufactured, but like just some of the shit they do with the like, oh, let's play Truth Box all of a sudden, and um, oh, you don't recognize people's handwriting by now of like all this like made up stuff on TV or the whatever they do. These like, and I think the biggest thing is like these people claim to be Mormons, and like they're not. There's nothing about the show that has anything to do with them being Mormons or wives or parents.
This show has the loosest connection to the Mormon church, and that's funny considering that we also live in a world where the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City exist. And that show, now in comparison, they deal with the church issues a lot, and they do deal with ramifications of their now. Look, they're in season 5 or 6 now. They don't, a lot of them really just don't care anymore, or frankly, just aren't in the church anymore. But I thought that we were going to get a lot of them being judged, treated like crap by their church,
Right.
have conflicts with the community. Transparently, it's like what anybody watching anything Mormon related is looking for. We are not looking to like see these perfect people or it's part of their lives. No, we want to see you guys ostracized. We want to find out it's like the Leah Remini Scientology stuff. Like we want to know like the goofy shit that they don't think that you should be able to do, because a lot of the stuff they do and the fighting and the embarrassing stuff like would be embarrassing for any church, not like specifically the Mormons, right? It's just like
Right.
how they act in general. So um Brian, they were several storylines. I do think it would be a little weird if we didn't start by talking kind of the elephant in the room, and it was really what was the major theme I think throughout the season was the swinger scandal. Brian, the swinger scandal. You asked me this, and I thought it was an interesting question, and I want to swing this question back to you then. Whose side are you on?
Of the swinging part.
Yeah.
So who is that verse? Taylor or Whitney?
Yeah, like who do you think, like, what is your just opinion on the whole thing of it being brought to the surface and it being kind of it was a scandal the whole season.
So here's the thing. They talked about all this swinging, and they didn't even have sex with the swinging, right? It's like we're soft swinging, and they're playing like spin the bottle. This is where it comes back to like they're 12 years old. Like if you're gonna swing, have sex with each other. So it wasn't really drawing me in. It's like, oh, we kissed and maybe gave each other BJ's. It just, I don't know. If I had to pick a side there, probably because I just couldn't stand anything about Whitney and her beard of a husband. Uh, Maybe I'd side with Taylor a little bit on that one, but I don't really like either party. But like if I had to do 1% over, I'd probably do as a neutral party, maybe towards Taylor. But
Yeah,
I didn't
Taylor
think
was dealing with it throughout this season, right? She had to confront her loser husband Dakota about his the affair with Jenna, right?
that's not even her husband.
Sorry, I say husband within
Yeah,
her relationship.
yeah.
Sorry, um, but what's interesting too, it's like that one cracked me up early in the season too because you got this girl Jenna who's just got all the non-deleted text messages versus his deleted text messages, and it's well, what makes you think you can get away with cheating on someone who's on a television show?
So now we're moving to season two.
Well, I'm just talking season two in general. Yeah,
That storyline died on the ground for me.
yeah.
It was like first episode, and then we didn't bring it up again. So it's like, do they even really care?
Not really, Brian. I mean, it was one of the major things in episode one. Obviously, Miranda coming back too, was involved heavily in the previous season scandal.
At least she admitted that she does it.
Yeah, she wanted to rejoin the group. The group was obviously skeptical to start. Let's
Dude,
just say
oh
that.
my god! Well, did anything bother you more, and you wanted to like shoot yourself in the face when they're like using mom talk as a noun?
Oh well, Brian, I knew
Oh
that via
man!
TikTok that they were
Oh
calling it
my
mom.
god,
But
dude!
again, what about mom? It's even the name, like
It's not even
mom
mom.
talk.
Yeah,
Like nothing to do with like Mormon, right? Like what about being a Mormon wife? It's like makes you the one that again. She's just lucky. She's just like smart and took a
that's the
hashtag
thing. It's
that
all
like
bogus. Everything about the show is bogus.
it's
They're
all.
like,
I
oh,
mean,
we do
their
women
social
empowerment.
media is
There's
so
no
heavily
women
produced.
empowerment in this entire show against for each other. They all hate each other. They make up stuff about each other. They're lying about each other. They're doing stupid stuff to each other. They're like, it's all bogus. And it's like the only reason they care about it is because it makes money.
I fully agree. One of my favorite moments I had listed from early in the season, Brian, happened in episode two. That was the Chippendales prank. I thought the Chippendales prank was funny. I do. I do think it's funny.
The whole the whole idea of it is, I mean, the prank I guess is funny. Um, I guess because Zach is just a big puss, but yeah, I don't know. It's so stupid is really what it is. It's like they show these flashbacks of Jen knowing about it and then like not telling Zach, and then Zach's all mad about it because he's like he got his whole Vegas trip bankroll to play the gamble, and he's like crying about her going to Chippendales. I'm like, dude, you are a loser.
Yeah, and also, dude, like, don't double
Also a
down on
beard.
being an even bigger loser by dropping out of medical school. It's
Oh,
go
dude,
to
he's
a
a loser.
local medical school, you loser. Like, what is how does that prove that you love your
No,
wife?
loser. We need to talk about some of these guys like real quick.
Oh, bro,
And I'm
the
gonna say
guys
this.
were worse than the girls. I have that as a point here that we're going to discuss. I think
Let's
I
get
have
into
a.
it because I
Let's
think
go.
a lot of these guys are gay.
Brian, what do you mean?
I think well, Whitney's husband, he was 100% on Grinder. That dude was on Grinder,
Yes.
and they're like that scene in season one. I know we're bouncing around here just because we indulge it all, but like I was watching it with one of my friends. I don't know if you know, but like we were there, just like we set up every like we were just like we were dumbfounded of like what they were displaying on TV and how they were trying to spin it into something. And she's like, well, he was just confused. And like, we grew up in the days when Tinder was out and then like even sliding into Bumble a little bit. And when they were like, well, he was sending pictures to each other on the app. And I was like, you can't do that on Tinder and Bumble. And then we
Nope.
Googled what it is. You can do that on Grinder. He was
Grinder.
100% on Grinder, and I don't think he's straight because every scene that he's in on season one, his image, his hair's dyed differently. He doesn't have a mustache. He has like weird clothes. Then he has some other clothes. Like I'm 100% convinced that he is not heterosexual, and I don't think Zach is some of the time either. I just don't. I do not. None of these guys.
What do you think about Brett? Another
Uh,
loser with another affair. Like these dudes just love cheating.
well, yeah, that they all get married too early, which is the problem.
They
And it,
also like I'm looking at my notes here, and it's like Macy reveals that Brett, Demi's husband, had an affair while Demi was away. Right? It's like these people just dime out each other with shit that has nothing to do with them.
yeah, yeah.
Like, why is Macy the one ratting? Like, why is she like? Why are you ratting him out? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
So the thing I couldn't get past with Brett is that when he was 21 years old, he knew about a 6-year-old Demi. Like they knew each other.
it's
That's weird to me.
well,
That's really weird.
that is very similar to a. I know I'm making the comparisons here. There is a housewife Jen on uh, Salt Lake City who is married to basically her uncle.
I'm sorry,
So
that's just weird. That's
and
weird
so
because
again, like he knew her as a child, and then
you can have the age difference, but like you didn't know each other, but like you knew this person when they were 6 years.
she
I just think that was
married
weird.
this lady married her mom's ex husband.
Yeah, I mean that I don't know anything about the
That's
show,
what
but
I'm saying.
I,
But this is
I
the type
remember
of
you
crap
talking
we're
about
dealing with
that. But
here.
like, I'm sorry, that is weird. That's weirdo behavior. And I'm jumping over to another person who, and I might get in trouble for this. I thought a lot of these people were on drugs. Did you think that watching it originally?
I
I
think
think some
they're
of them
on
are.
psychotics for sure. Like
My,
they're being treated for their mental illnesses. I mean,
I think they're doing smack.
the biggest mental health thing this season was Jen, I guess, right? Jen was going through severe depression. She even had that like depressive episode. It was episode 6. Even talked about possibly having like suicidal thoughts and stuff. So I mean, that was the same episode that was bookended with the trip to Scottsdale, where they did not give obviously care about anyone's mental health.
That's not even the person I was thinking of doing drugs. I was thinking about Taylor with her eyes constantly. That was my favorite thing. That, like when I would like be watching it, is pointing. Look at her eyes right now. Like she would be blinking on one eye, and then Dakota was, I think, well, on heroin the entire first season. And that's just regular
Uh,
speculation, but I believe it.
let's
His
see.
eyes, dude. Okay, this is me. This is like what I was doing because I had no work. I was just staying up. Every scene, his pupils are dilated. They're dilated, so he doesn't have a concussion, or he's drunk. They're not supposed to drink, and then that, or he's on drugs. Dude,
Uh,
I'm
I
sorry.
think you're
That's
wrong.
what I was. I was literally like a magnifying glass on these people. I was like, this dude's on drugs. He's a tweaker. His eyes are constantly blinking. He's talking with his hands all the time. Yeah, they're like, oh, I can't drink. I'll drink a ton of soda, but then I think they're secretly doing drugs. Like, look at the DV on the first episode. I know I'm bouncing around here because I just have a
You're
ton.
fine. This is what we're
Did you think
doing
it
for
was
this.
weird that they had the body cam footage from the cop on the first episode of the show? Didn't that seem like a little like bullshit to you?
It did. It was. I was frankly looking for more to come out of that. So
And it just went away. It just disappeared.
that's what happens sometimes on these shows, Brian. We get promised things and then they get taken
Oh,
away from us.
you're starting to get me like fired up over here. I'm trying to like think of all the things that were like just seriously bugging. The Jen stuff. I mean, going back to that, it's just like she was kind of like. I just again, I don't feel bad for any of these people. They put themselves in these situations where
I fully
you're,
agree.
you're defending this guy that's a total loser, and like, oh, the girl in your friend group, obviously they claim they're all about help supporting each other, and then they like alienate you and talk shit about you, and
The Halloween party fight was classic, right? We showed the picture there earlier.
the
We have
push,
exes showing up, right? We have we have the cops
the
being
chase,
called.
the
Yes.
chase stuff.
Yeah.
The cops being called was fake. Um, Chase, I know, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I kind of enjoyed when he was on screen. He was the only. He was. I believed him more than I believe these girls.
Oh, for sure.
I
Bro,
just
I don't
don't
believe
believe
more.
anything they say because they'll go make a stupid TikTok about it. It's just a level of stuff that we're too, and they're not even. I don't even think they're that much younger than us. But like, I can't relate to doing things like that, so it doesn't make sense to me. Like when Taylor's like, "Oh, no one commented on my videos." Like, you sound pathetic.
I want to talk, Brian. I want to kind of I want to kind of close the back half here of our conversation, focusing on the finale, because obviously we're going to get more. And a lot of people, this is kind of what everyone is talking about right now. Marciano. I mean, I know we knew this was coming. Social media kind of tipped us off to this, but if we hadn't known about this going in, Brian, like how shook would you have been seeing like when you saw Marciano pop up on your screen to talk about the affair with Jesse and he's talking to Layla about it.
How shook would I have been? I mean, I just don't know it's real. I think they're all like playing an act.
Well, it's so convenient too that this guy's appearing like he's on a Hulu show,
Yeah,
right?
that's
He's
that's
on
what I'm saying.
Vanderpump Villa, and now we're
I
on
don't
Mom
believe.
Talk. And well, to be fair, they did go to the villa. Remember, the Mormon wives were on season 2 of the villa. So
I know that. And here's another thing that's bothering me. It's like, why am I seeing stuff about Sheena Shea being friends with these people?
because she's everywhere, Brian. She will do. There's a great comment. It's so funny how like we are one of the only people on the internet covering reality TV that will refuse to give some of these people shine. Like we did that whole review of the Valley the other night. We didn't mention Sheena or Lala.
Good.
Just like beat it.
Fuck them.
I laughed. I actually laughed when I went on TikTok later and was looking. I was like, dude, we legit like just were like, screw that pool party. Like, I'm
I don't
not
care
talking
about
about the pool
Sheena.
party. But the point I bring it up is that someone brought out a great point. There's like a shot of the pool party, right? And like two people are having a conversation, and you see Sheena like get herself into the frame just as she's in the frame. Not she's not in the conversation. No one talks to her. She doesn't say anything, but she was like looking for the camera and made sure she was in
It's
the frame.
embarrassing. It's
Like
embarrassing.
you can't even make that up.
It's embarrassing.
Let's see, Demi, I guess you would say it was like a little bit of a failed coup, Brian, a failed coup to get Taylor kind of out of the Mom Talk group, saying that Taylor's behavior was reflecting bad on their image. It made me almost spit my drink out when she said that, Brian. Like, what image?
Are they all friends still?
I
What's she
could not
beefing
tell
with
you that.
Jesse and now they're friends again?
Who was friends again?
I thought Demi and Jesse were beefing and now they're friends now.
I don't know, but I do. I said I'm trying not to like look into what's happening now. Like I
I'm
want
not.
to be
I'm not
sure
looking at it. I just see it. It just comes up now. And now that we're talking about this, I know my phone over here is gonna start showing me more shit that I don't want to see
because it's
about them
listening. I know. I can't wait to.
dancing videos.
I'm going to turn TikTok on when we hang up, and it's going to be about Mormon wives.
I every time they transition scenes and they're doing one of their videos, man, I got so angry. So I shook my head. You know how I am. Like I shook
I
my
know
head
what
every
you were
single
watching.
time,
I
like
know.
angry. Look, man, I was kind of on Demi's side for a little bit of this season. I like the villain over here.
Me too.
I don't know. I just this stuff. She was giving me something that these other people like. She was being like kind of more mean than I was expecting. And like when she was yelling at the mom, I was like, this is kind of what like this is the kind of stuff that would make me stay in here. Like
This
them
is
fighting about like
this is what I
uh
shaved my balls for.
yeah, like that this show is so stupid, but those are the type of things that will make me stick on. But like when you're like the one scene in season one that I audibly groaned is when and I know I'm bouncing again. I'm sorry for bouncing around, but like when Jesse, who is one of the older people in this cast, says, "Hey, let's all follow her, unfollow her at the exact same time." I was like, "You are fucking 30 years old. Listen to yourself. Listen to
I love
yourself.
it.
Listen to yourself." And that's why a lot of these fights and stuff I can't even relate, or it's so stupid. And like the fake stupid pregnancy thing, like Layla's also a loser on the show too. I know you brought her up, like she's talking to Marciano, like she was I think struggling to find a plot point in season two because she was like it took her like episodes to actually have a like we were making fun of her in season one. It's like, oh, she finally spoke, and her first
Yeah.
words were like, "I've never had an orgasm." I was like, and my friend's like, "That's a you problem."
Whitney was
Awful.
reinstated. She's
Awful.
reinstated to the Mom Talk group, Brian. She made it. A
Annoying,
little bit of
annoying, annoying.
conflict with Taylor, who had championed her previously, right? It was a little bit of an interesting role reversal there. That like she was very upset for her to end up in it, even though she was the one and probably most heavily pushed early on for her.
Why do they care? I just don't get it. It's another person posting, so it means more money for you.
I don't know, Brian. It's
You
just not.
dance. You dance on screen for 2 minutes.
Uh, Kind of the main thing that I had left that there, Brian. Macy had to visit the car crash site of her late boyfriend. That was tough watch. She said she was going to write a book, so let's see how that book is. I hope it's got more than just like healing in there. I hope it's got some tea.
I know that was a deep scene, but again, it felt very producer manipulated to be
Only
there.
note I do have here, guys. There is a second half of season 2 currently in production. Supposed to be another 10 episodes. Um, I think we're going to get a lot more of the Jesse Marciano stuff, right? Probably the Jesse and Demi stuff is going to continue on pretty
Yeah,
strong. One thing of note is someone whose participation is unclear for the second half, at least from the stuff I was reading, is Jen, with her dealing with her ongoing focus on mental health. So maybe you shouldn't have ever even started on the show, and maybe not married the loser doctor man, and things would have been fine. But I'm just
and it's
backseat.
just so yeah.
Just being a backseat driver here, Brian.
I don't. I'm gonna try to say a little here, but it's just like again, I don't. I have a hard time believing any of these people. With look, they're all look at me, Louie. So I hope she's okay.
For
The
sure.
nicest thing I'll say.
It was a fun watch, Brian. I know we got this out a little late. I know it premiered almost like 2 weeks ago, but neither of us had watched really fully season 1 either. So an 18 episode watch was fun. We will be obviously caught up. So when season 2.5 drops, probably in the fall, Brian and I will be ready for that. If you are a Hulu fan, like we mentioned, we did cover Vanderpump Villa seasons 1 and 2, so you can get our opinions on Marciano before Marciano ever graced your Mormon Wives screen. If you're a Vanderpump fan, we covered Vanderpump Rules while it was on. We covered The Valley. The Valley is still airing, so follow along with us if you're watching season 2. And like I mentioned, go check out all of our playlists on our YouTube channel here. Everything's at The Reality Guys. There's a playlist for everything we cover. Hit the notification bell. You'll find something to follow along with us, including, like I said, Love Island starting next week. But until next time, for myself and Brian, thank you all so much for watching. Peace.